guys, and welcome to episode 9 of Men of Steel with me, Sheffield's very own founding father, Franklin Jefferson. How are you doing? It's been a tough few weeks, I won't lie to you, since I've last seen you. We are sort of circling the relegation plug hole with 3 points out of the relegation zone, and it's not been helped by... It's the same thing I was talking about last episode, the fact that all the matches we're playing are so even in terms of whatever, possession, chances created, but it's just who takes the most chances, and we've just been inefficient in putting our chances away and keeping their chances out. There have been a couple of silver linings. We beat Greenwich 2-0, beat Hednesford 5-2, which was a very good game, and only in our last match we beat bottom of the table Buxton by 4-0. That was nice. It was 3-0 by the 10-minute mark, which is always a good way to start your game. But in certain other matches, like this one at Blyth, there was one highlight in the whole game, and it was a direct free kick which Kisimba put away after 6 minutes. What can you do against that kind of thing? This one against Farsley as well, the game before, that was particularly heartbreaking. We took the lead through a penalty. They equalised and took the lead either side of half-time. In injury time, I thought we'd got a very well-deserved point, only to have it taken away 2 minutes later. Oh, them's the breaks though in the Northern Premier. Gotta take your chances, and we just haven't been as much as the other team. But let's get on to the subject that presumably the whole nation has been clamouring to hear about, the goalkeeping situation at Sheffield FC. Now, when I last spoke to you, Baldrick had a particularly awful game against Bishop Stortford. He let in 4 goals out of 5 shots faced, and I vowed that Jake Turner would get a run in the team. And he did. The problem is, he wasn't any better. We played him 5 matches in a row. He let in 9 goals. Again, I don't know where these average ratings come from. I think it's a bug where the goalkeeper ratings aren't really working as they should, because he's been nowhere near that. He's been on about a 5 average rating, in my mind. Just like 80% of shots that were coming in, he'd let straight past him. So Jake Turner and Baldrick, I sat them both down and gave them the same talk. I said, look, you've not been playing well enough. You need to be playing better if you want to be in the first team. I said that to Baldrick, first of all. He said, oh, boss, I won't let you down. I won't let you down. I'll work harder than anyone ever has. I'll move mountains. I'll do whatever you want. Just get me back in that first team. I said, good lad, Baldrick, as I often do. I said the same thing to Jake Turner. Do you know what he said? Where's he from? I need to nail this accent. Oh, he's from Worksop. I mean, not that I've got a Worksop accent, because I'm Franklin Jefferson. I'm from Liverpool. But this is pretty much a Worksop accent. So Jake Turner just said, oh, I don't really think I've been that bad. But, you know, I'll take your comments on board. It's not a fucking suggestion box, Jake. I'm telling you to play better, or you'll be out. So, based off those reactions, Baldrick came back into the team, and he was letting in roughly 2 goals a game. Since then, his stats have taken a turn for the better. He's now made 14 appearances and let in 21 goals, which, for a club such as ours, I'm okay with. We're looking slightly better. And I was, because just recently I've been looking through all these fixtures again. I saw that 5-2 against Hednesford, like the standout performance this season. I thought, Jake Turner played in that one. Maybe it is time to give Jake another chance, see what he can do. But then against Buxton, I played Baldrick and he saved a penalty. So, decision made. Baldrick, as anticlimactic as it might be, Baldrick will keep his position in goal. He was out of the team for 5 games, but you missed it. I'm sorry, I wasn't recording. We've had a couple more situations as well. Ben Turner hasn't been the same since his long injury towards the end of last season and over the summer. Gary Thomas and Jamie Cheetham, they're both training fairly well. Their attributes are slowly getting better, but neither of them are really putting in the performances on the pitch, which is a worry. So I'm sticking with Gary Thomas for now, but they're interchangeable at the minute. They're just a constant sort of 6.6, 6.7, not really offering much. But that's okay, isn't it, when you got Alex East on the other wing? He's assisted 4 goals, he's scored 5 of his own. Oh, and Danny Clifton the top scorer with 10 goals so far. So on to today's episode then. Workington is first. We're playing Workington at their place. They are 22nd in the league, so hopefully that will be a fairly easy match. We're then playing Matlock, who've just slipped from first to second. That won't be quite as easy, even though we are at our place for that one. And it doesn't get any better after that. We're playing Stockport in the FA Trophy third qualifying round, who are in the Vanarama National North. It does mean, though, that we get to warm up against lower quality opposition before building to top of our table, and then finally we get to a team in the league above. The tactics we will play are these ones I've been using lately with mixed results. We have swapped to a counter mentality. We've gone back to the deep defensive line with Michael Towie linking defence to midfield. We're playing at a higher tempo, closing down more, exploiting the right flank where Alex East is excelling, and yeah, it's working quite well for us. So here is the lineup. Baldrick, as I say, keeps his place in goal. Very excited for him. Ben Turner and the ever-present Daniel Smalley are the fullbacks. The centre-back partnership with a combined age of 37, Connor Williamson and Billy the Kid Cresswell. In front of them, the accomplished Michael Towie. Oh, I've been waiting for this moment. I've been doing this save for, what's that? About 17 months or so. And I finally got someone who can actually play at defensive midfield. Oh, this save starts now. So yeah, Michael Towie, Jennings and Potts, of course, are in the centre of midfield in front of him. On the wings are Alex East and Gary Thomas, with top scorer Danny Clifton up front. It is an important match, this, because Workington are actually 3 points behind us. They are 14 goals behind us as well. But if they beat us here, they could go on to level points with us, and I don't really want that to happen. We can go as high as 13th, which I would be over the moon with. We've got a chance maybe about 3.5 minutes in. Brandon Potts to Gary Thomas. Go on, Gary. Potts. Leroy Jennings. Danny Clifton, have a go. He's done it. Yes, Danny. 1-0 to the Sheffield. Oh, I say, says the commentator. What a goal from Clifton. Who's that going to be? That's going to be John Motson, isn't it? Who else says, oh, I say? Good finish, though. Keeper probably should have done better. But Clifton, at the minute, he got that hat-trick in his last game, and I think he's taking that confidence into this one. I am a big fan of the way he's playing at the minute. And that was the only highlight of the first half. So I'm okay with that. Let's say, don't think the job is done. And sometimes when a particular player has played well and you say something like that, they get Mardies on. Danny Clifton, what a professional. It made him more focused. Good lad. Get back out there. Let's get a second. Oh, there might be a chance straight from kick-off. No, Michael Towie gets there. Excellent job. It has come back in, though. They're putting a bit of pressure on. Only 40 seconds. Baldrick tips it onto the bar, and it's away by Connor Williamson. Oh, I hate when that happens. It always catches me off guard. I'm expecting it to just fade away and then someone hits the bloody bar or puts it in the net. Here we come, though. Leroy Jennings chips it in. Brandon Potts is there. Brandon Potts scores. Good lad. That's his second goal of the season. Brandon Potts. The fan favourite. The player of the season in our promotion season last year. Set up by his midfield partner Leroy Jennings. Beautiful little chip behind the defence. And Potts just slides it in past Singh. Again, might have done better, but okay, we've got a 2-goal lead and Michael Towie is looking a bit knackered, so let's get him off. Bring on Jason Pope. And I'm also going to bring on Ollie Ryan. Just slowly trying to get Ollie Ryan back to match sharpness again after that bad injury he suffered. And let's see what he can do here. He's got a little bit of pace, so their defence should be tiring by this point. He might be able to take advantage. Or on the other hand, it's a corner for them. Oh, Fielding puts it just over the bar. This is what I mean. I think, what, has that been 2 highlights each? I think that's 2 highlights for each team. We've scored both of ours. They've scored neither. That's how this save has gone. It just fucking depends who puts the chances away. Makes for some very tense games though, but here comes Gary Thomas. Gary Thomas, can he get it in? No, it's cleared. Only as far as Danny Smalley though. What a ball that is to the far post. Ryan and Alex East. Good save from Singh. Puts it behind. Oh, here comes Turner. Can Turner get a goal? That'd be a turn up. So, it might actually be a chance for Workington here. Wignall crosses it in. Baldrick tips it over. I mean, it's turned into a bit of a running joke at this point, but... Oh, fuck. Lewis Codling. Is that another former Everton youngster? It is. Lewis Codling gets a goal back for them. You have this sort of knowledge when you're Francis Jeffers, you know. Corner came in. Codling's header. Baldrick just flapped at it. Couldn't keep it out. Okay, well, we're not that far ahead that we can just leave it as is and hope it all works out. We're going to go very defensive and try and see the game out that way. But yeah, I was going to say before, it has come a bit of a running joke with Baldrick in goal now, but genuinely, holy shit, there are no words. There are no words. Alex East scores from a mistake by a goalkeeper worse than our own. It's like he caught it, dropped it, and then didn't even realise he dropped it. He didn't even turn round to see where the ball had gone. I think he assumed he was still holding it. My God. I will come to my point about Baldrick. Every time I try to talk about it, someone scores a goal. There we go then. Excellent 3-1 win. Spirits are high throughout the team. Look at that. I am delighted with that. Congratulations, one and all. That moves us up to 16th on level points with 13th. So yeah, as I was saying before I was twice rudely interrupted, it has become a bit of a running joke with Baldrick now that he's still in goal when I singled him out 15 months ago as the worst player in the team. Genuinely, I still think he's the best option we've got. I have got, obviously we've got Jake Turner in, who attributes wise is better, but I just don't like the cut of his jib, and he doesn't play any better. We've also got thrice capped for Northern Ireland Michael Ingham on trial. I was thinking about offering him a contract, but I don't know. I don't think he's much of an improvement, and obviously at 37 he is as good as he's ever going to be, and he'll probably start declining quite soon. Like, his reflexes in the last couple of weeks since he's been on trial have dropped from 15 to 14. So is there any point bringing in an experienced 37-year-old with good attributes who is taking the place of an 18-year-old who can get better and will improve instead of decline? I don't think there is. So genuinely, I'm not keeping Baldrick in because it's like a running joke for the series. Like, oh look, we've still got Baldrick in goal. He's genuinely the best goalkeeper we have at the team, and I can't find anyone better than him, which is ridiculous. I acknowledge that it is ridiculous that I've not found anyone better yet. But as I said last episode, it's so difficult finding out what players' attributes are like at this level when you've got shit scouts and no player knowledge and attribute masking on. And yet the ones we found just aren't better. I'm sure we'll get an upgrade someday, but for now, Baldrick's doing okay. See, this is always the danger, isn't it? You bring a striker in, he does fuck all for about a year, he scores 4 goals in 2 games, he wants a new bloody contract to reflect his importance to the team. I'm going to ask Alex East to intervene because I really don't want to give him that contract. Yeah, have a word, Alex. Sort him out. Clifton no longer wants a new deal. Alex East, is there anything you actually can't do? Well, let's try that again 50 minutes later, because Ryan Qualter is unhappy about his lack of first team football. It's strange to me that he wants to talk about this at 5 to 10 PM. Have you had a few drinks, Ryan? Why is this the time to bring this up? I don't understand. But go on, Alex, work your magic. Ah, he's unable to resolve it. I'll have to bloody talk to him. Listen, Ryan, you need a cup of black coffee. You need to calm down. Connor Williamson's in good form. Can see where you can. Yeah, try and be more patient. You've been shit when I've played you. Why wasn't that an option to talk to him about? It probably was. That's right, it's time for Matlock. Matlock at home. Never seen the show. I can only assume that the pretty scary looking gentleman there was the Matlock Town manager, Glenn Kirkwood. But here we go, we are unchanged from the team that has won the last two matches for us. The difference being, we've just played the teams that were 24th and 22nd in the league. We're now playing second. Might not go quite as well as those two games did. Let's have a look. I'm just going to tell them to carry straight on, take that momentum, take it into this game. I've stopped doing team talks based on position as much. I was thinking about it, and you can't imagine Alex Ferguson taking the defenders aside and saying, "Oh, I've got faith in you, please be happy, please be motivated." He'd just say, he'd say his piece, and then he'd trust them. You're all grown-ups, well, mainly, well, some of you. You're all making a living. You know how to play football. I shouldn't have to get you any more motivated than that. Fly, my pretties. We're half an hour in. Nothing has happened yet other than Daniel Smalley and Michael Towie didn't get booked. And one of their players did. Exciting times. Oh, we actually have got a highlight. They've got possession at the minute, which isn't great. Oh, Gary Thomas closes it down and wins the ball. Good lad, Gary. Gary Thomas bursts into the area onto his favoured right foot. Gary Thomas, how have you done that, mate? It was so good up to that point. What a brilliant piece of play to win the ball on that left wing. Cut inside, take the centre back out of the game. Made the angle good against the goalkeeper, then just smacked it over. But, you know, you can't expect everything to go your way against a team that you're a team that you're going to lose to. Let's not beat around the bush. They should really be beating us here. 2 minutes after half time, it's a throw-in, which we've thrown to them. Maybe there was an injury or something. What a ball that is over the top for Saki. Billy the Kid gets in there and gets it away. Danny Clifton gets it now. Clifton, who can you find? Gary Thomas. Cuts inside onto that right foot, gives it to Brandon Potts, to Leroy Jennings. Spreads it wide to Gary Thomas. Michael Towie. He's got options. He finds Jennings. Towie. Jennings. The suspense is bloody killing me. Brandon Potts to Danny Clifton. There's the killer ball. Danny Clifton scores. And you might be able to hear the return of my sore throat. Excuse me. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Anyway, Danny Clifton makes it 1-0 against Matlock. That was a nice bit of play as well. Our midfield absolutely dominated that. They were just passing it between themselves, making a bit of space, passing it again, making a bit of space. Patient play until the right option opened up in Danny Clifton, and he's put it away. 1-0. I'm very, very happy with that goal. And this is in a match as well where highlights have been at a premium. That was only the second highlight after Gary Thomas punted the ball over the top. Galpin, oh, Galpin's unmarked from a corner. How often have we seen that this season? It's not as if I've not got my corners set up. I have got people set to man mark these fucks. But still, inexplicably, Galpin, he was just so unmarked. He was the most unmarked I've ever seen anyone. I'm sat in my chair at my computer now, and I am being marked tighter than Galpin was from that corner. Fucking ridiculous. Galpin's unmarked again. Owusu, heartbreak. Fucking heartbreak. How has that happened? Twice. Oh. I need a minute. That is difficult to take. That is a bit of a gut punch. But that's what football does, isn't it? So that was a particularly bad one. But we go again. We're making a couple of changes purely in the interest of rotation and fitness for this game. We're bringing in Jason Pope and Ryan Qualter, who's been bitching about the amount of playing time he's got so far. So they come in replacing Connor Williamson and Michael Towie, who dropped to the bench. And here we are, the second game this season against a Vanarama National Regional side. And it's going to be Stockport from the Vanarama National North. It should be an interesting game. Spirits are still high. I've had a quick look at their team, their expected team. They should be going 4-2-3-1. Average ratings just are not good at all. And their left back looks like a weak spot, which is good because we will still be focusing everything down the right flank. So let's get at them. Interestingly, Jesse Lahtinen from ESPN thinks Sheffield and Stockport are very evenly matched and a draw looks like the most likely result. I don't know if that's a dig at Stockport or if they're talking us up a bit. I can't imagine they're talking us up too much because we're not in the best form. So yeah, Stockport might well be vulnerable here. Maybe we can actually nick it. First highlight, 3.5 minutes in. Jennings nodded on to no one in particular. And here they come. Donninger loses out. Daniel Smalley to Danny Clifton. Go on, mate. 5 goals in 3. Here's Leroy Jennings. He spots Gary Thomas with a little bit of space on the left, but he's lost it. Gary. Sampaio's long ball. It's cut out. Donninger hits it towards Marsden, but Billy the Kid gets there and just gifts it back to them. These long balls are bloody ridiculous. But Pope's won it for us. He's given it to Danny Clifton. See, I was thinking just then about switching to shorter passing so we're not just blasting it to him all the time. I don't think it'll make much difference. Jennings has scored. We're ahead against the team from the league above. And it's that man, Leroy Jennings. See, it's important to have a game plan in mind when you go into these matches. And apparently our game plan is just keep smacking the ball as long and direct as you can. It'll get cut out 99 out of 100 times, but on the 100th time, you bag yourself a goal. Here's their free kick. That's 1-1. Didn't even stop recording. I promise this is unedited. I had only just finished speaking and a bloody free kick flew in. They didn't even jump. Okay, is this a highlight for us straight away again? Danny Clifton nods it on. Leroy Jennings is there again. Oh, he's at the bar. It's away as far as Alex East. Alex East couldn't put it into the empty net. I think he had to head it and couldn't get the pace on it. The keeper got back in position. And here comes Stockport. This looks like it might be a decent game, actually. Donninger, the scorer of that free kick. Duxbury. Billy the Kid heads it away. Here's Walker. Here's Donninger. Now here's Marsden to Michaela. Donninger. Duxbury. Cross it in and Michaela's there. I mean, I don't want to go full last episode, but this is why in the long term we do need a replacement keeper. That wasn't good enough defensively, don't get me wrong. The defence really let Baldrick down and they should have done better. Oh, Christ. But fucking hell. Any point I try to make, these players usually try and put a fucking exclamation mark on it. Jesus. Yeah, this is why we need a replacement keeper in the long term because we just concede far too many shots on target. If a shot is on target, it's got about an 80 to 85% chance of going in. Etheridge, oh, 4-1. I mean, we're 35 minutes in. Basically, what I'm thinking at the minute, we've got a back four with a defensive midfielder, and they are pouring through us at will. So, we may as well just go at them. Like, they're going to get through us, they're going to shoot, and so they are going to score. Why not get Pope there? We'll get Thomas as the number 10, and we'll go 4-3-1-2. Smalley and Sampaio, I want you bombing up the wings. Yeah. Let's get rid of those instructions. So we go attacking, look for overlap, shorter passes, close down more, and fluid. And you, my friend, are going to be a shadow striker, seeing as neither of these two are particularly attacking when they're playing the striker. Right. Who's ready for either a 4-all or a 10-1? We may as fucking well. Let's end this episode with a bang, either way. Half time, don't care, show me something else. Let's go. Okay, half an hour to go, and we've not had a highlight since my daring change to a 4-3-1-2. So, Ollie Ryan's come on for the ineffective Alex East. He's going to add a bit of impetus up front. And Steve Woolley is going to come on for Daniel Smalley, just because he's a bit more attack-minded. I'll tell you what, actually, let's have Jamie Cheatham on for Gary Thomas. Here we go then. There is a highlight. Who for, though? Aldrich, Sleeth hits it back. It's over Billy the Kid, but Qualter's there to mop it up. He gives it back to Baldrick, which I don't know if that's the best thing to do, because he's just going to fucking hammer it to them again. Well, at least we're giving a struggling club from the team above a bit of a boost. We're doing our little bit to help out those in need. Here's Leroy Jennings to Jamie Cheatham. Ollie Ryan. Get a shot away, Ollie. Cheatham to Brandon Potts. Ben Sampaio has a go. Holy shit, what a goal, Ben Sampaio. Good lad, 4-2. Potts spread it out to Ben Sampaio with a, let's be fair, a really weird shot. It was like a left foot volley with the instep. It was just all wrong, but it worked, so fair play to him. Qualter has picked up a booking. He's done himself no favours with that 6.3 he's got today. Oh, they could be in again, but Baldrick gets there. Oh, I really fluctuate, don't I, on whether I like Baldrick or not. I am I'm realising it more and more. I start the episode off like, yeah, Baldrick's great. We've got Baldrick in the team again. By the end of it, I fucking hate him, and then I forget by next video. Ollie Ryan crosses it in, hits the post. It's put behind for a corner. Footy Manager has started lagging badly. I hope it's not affecting the video too much. I'm not sure why exactly it's lagging. Here comes Leroy Jennings. Beautiful ball to Brandon Potts. Potts couldn't get it under control and it's cleared. But I think there is going to be one more chance for someone. Maybe we can get it to a respectable 4-3. Cheatham. Ah, ball's cut out. Here's Lloyd. They can hit us on the break here with Ben Sampaio so high up the field. He's put it into Campbell, who's going to find Michaela on that left-hand side. Steve Woolley, as we know, couldn't mark a barn door. It's a good save by Baldrick. Yeah, we've not played too badly here. We've been the better team, I would say. That's a familiar scoreline, isn't it, to a team playing in the division above? Where have I seen that? I've ended 2 successive videos the exact same way by losing 4-2 to a team from the league above. So excellent, hope you enjoyed that one. But that's where I'm going to leave it for today's video, guys. Do you know what? A win and 2 losses isn't the best, but we've got to take into account the calibre of teams we lost to. I mean, we do have to also take into account the calibre of the team we beat. They're just absolutely shocking. But I'll take that. I think we're 4 points clear now of the relegation zone, and we're looking slightly more safe. We're very nearly at the halfway point as well. We've got 3 games to go before we hit the halfway point. So I will see you again, probably, I reckon I'll do a video end of January, so I can talk about some of the transfers and goings on of the footballing world, and show you a couple of games when we've got a better idea of how our season's going to go. We might well be in the playoff spots by then, you never know. Or the relegation spots. But either way, make sure you like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a comment as well. I'm noticing that my videos are getting longer and longer as I get more comfortable with sitting at my computer talking to myself. So what do you reckon? Are 3 game videos the way to go, with more talking about what's going on at the club? Or less talking, more matches? Just less matches in general to make the videos shorter? I don't really know, I'm just playing it by ear at the minute. So if you've got a suggestion, drop it in the comments, I'll have a look and reply to you. And make sure you go and watch Freddie Adu's save where he's taking over at Arsenal as well. Also on the Wasted Talent channel. But other than that, I will see you next time. Bye.